wants his mic to be the loudest, I suspect, because he's simply jealous of my power to project. Some men need to compensate for volume that they lack. Since he handles the controls usually, I have to watch my back. Checking, just checking, who is louder now? Checking, just checking, she's turning down. Oh, I forgot, you're not listening to this mic check that I sing. Just if you notice anything, please tell us while we're checking. So now the curtain rises after all this preparation. Since you can see us now, we hope we meet your expectations. Celtic, Appalachian, swing and folk songs for old and new. Fiddle, banjo, bowron, concertina, whistle too. Checking, just checking, we got no rock and roll. Checking, just checking, now's your chance to go. If you were wanting something funky, maybe metal, maybe punk, you better leave, you better run, cause now we're done with checking. So let's begin, move right along. It's time to let the show go on. Remember, this is not a song, cause we were only checking. That's actually the second to latest song. I wrote 2 songs last month, and that was one of them. So I'm still having to read the words and get through it a little bit. So
before we even get really started, we just like to thank you for coming out, and it means a lot to us to see a lot of our good friends. And it's a little bit scary to see all those really good musicians out there watching us closely, because this is a really wonderful venue to be able to do things and have people actually hear what you're doing, because we get in so many situations where we really don't do the kinds of songs we're going to be doing for you tonight, mostly because people don't get to hear the words. So it matters a lot for us to be able to do this. And we don't consider this to be a formal concert by any means. Just yell at us if you want something, or if you got a question, or if you want to make a comment. You know, we can talk. It's not like we're up here and there's some kind of a wall between us. Yeah. So we're not going to start out with one of our songs.
Well, yeah, because that first one wasn't a song.
Yeah, that first one wasn't a song. Marcia just wrote that the other day, by the way.
Well, we're going to promote our son twice tonight, probably, if we can get two of his songs in tonight. Well, if you want to be my honeybee, better show some wit and charm. You don't have to be from the Ivy League if you say the right words when you're in my arms. So philosophize me, Socrates me, write me a sonnet or a song with some rhetoric and rhyme. It won't take you any time. You'll be my well-read baby from now on, yes, my well-read baby from now on. Show me stacks of plays in 3 acts, and darling, never will I roam. For the man I want to marry needs a broad vocabulary. I want a well-read baby from my own, yes, a well-read baby to call my own. Than a tenured professor, you better quote me Emily Dickinson on the phone. Cause if you're Thomas, Dick, or Harry, I hope you have a broad library. I want a well-read baby to call my own, sweetheart, a well-read baby to call my own. when phones had no cameras or small TV screens. A text message had to be written by hand and placed in an envelope, addressed and stamped. When keyboards played music and mice were alive and your mailbox was down at the end of the drive, and drivers were people and cookies were food and spam was food too, though not nearly as good. Let's get non-virtual, meet face to face. Let's breathe the same air and let's share the same space. Let's walk side by side as we take in the day. I'll give you my time if you're going my way. When phones didn't ring in the bathroom or car or theater or grocery store, restaurant or bar, when you talked with the person you were actually with, and a video conference was merely a myth. When folks got their news from the man on TV, or by reading the paper or Time magazine, or better yet still from a neighbor or friend who had actually been there and got it firsthand. Let's get non-virtual, meet face to face. Let's breathe the same air and let's share the same space. Let's take in some lunch, leave our cell phones behind. I'll look in your eyes and you'll look in mine. Now, internet dating can find you romance. Just plug in your info and start up the dance. You can flirt, you can court, or decide to be wed. But there's one thing you can't do on the World Wide Web. Let's get non-virtual, meet face to face. Let's breathe the same air, let's share the same space. There may be some pimples, some bad breath or sweat, but the trade-off is way more than you'll ever get from the net. Okay, who knows of the Smothers Brothers?
Yes.
And you're willing to admit it, right? Just dating you a little bit. Well, they wrote...
Who knows who Mason Williams is?
Mason Williams.
Yeah. Mason Williams photograph record. What's the connection?
He was the music director.
You win the trivia contest on the show, right? But he's famous for writing classical gas. But he wrote a lot of other songs too.
And he wrote this song, which was a song that they sang. He wrote the first verse to this song. And so the melody and the first verse are Mason Williams. And then I added a couple of verses years later to kind of bring it more up to date.
I've got a daisy on my toe. It is not real. It does not grow. It's just a tattoo of a flower. So I look neat taking a shower. It's on the second toe of my left foot. A stem and flower, but there's no root. A pretty daisy on my toe. My right foot loves my left foot so. I've got a pretty golden ring, not in my earlobe or on my finger. You might suppose it's in my nose or in some other place I can't disclose. So I will tell you for what it's worth. It's through the button I got at birth. My golden ring, it is so cute, and I look great in a bathing suit. I've got an anklet that's on to say 10 holes around each ear. And by the way, I think it's handy to have skin for storing eggs
extra safety pins. I've got a little rose that's way down there. It's green and purple to match my hair. To call me wild is overstated. I'm simply painted and perforated. I'm simply painted and perforated.
This is sort of our public health announcement.
I wrote this back when I was doing preschool music for our kids, when they were in preschool. And what that really meant was I would go in once a week, and whatever theme they happened to be doing that week, whether it was the fall or St. Patty's Day or health, I would try to find some songs that we could sing. And lots of times I couldn't really find that many songs, kids songs on the particular topic of the week. So sometimes I ended up just adapting nursery rhymes or whatever. But sometimes I actually wrote a song, and this was one of those. I've only got one body, so I'm gonna keep it healthy and strong. I've only got one body, so I better not treat it wrong. If I tear my shirt, I can go to the store. If I lose my socks, I can buy some more. But I've only got one body to last my whole life long. I'm gonna brush my teeth, gonna brush my teeth to keep them shiny and bright. I'm gonna brush my hair, I'm gonna brush my hair and take a bath tonight. I'm gonna eat some fruit, gonna eat some fruit and vegetables every day. There are so many tasty foods I can eat, but keep those sweets away. Hey, I've only got one body, so I'm gonna keep it healthy and strong. I've only got one body, so I better not treat it wrong. If I tear my shirt, I can go to the store. If I lose my socks, I can buy some more. But I've only got one body to last my whole life long. I'm gonna wear my coat, gonna wear my coat when the weather's chilly outside. I'm gonna run and play, gonna run and play and get lots of exercise. I'm gonna drink my milk, gonna drink my milk so all my bones will grow. I'm gonna see my doctor at least once a year and get checked from head to toe. Oh, I've only got one body, so I'm gonna keep it healthy and strong. I've only got one body, so I better not treat it wrong. If I tear my shirt, I can go to the store. If I lose my socks, I can buy some more. I've only got one body to last my whole life long.
So because you only have one body, I know that if I had been sitting there that long, my butt would be numb. So at this point, we're going to ask you all,
Or invite you. You don't have to.
We're asking you, please, to stand up. Stand up. And we're going to teach you a song. And this song is so simple, that by the time we sing the third verse, you are going to sing the chorus back at us, and we're not going to sing it.
You'll know how it goes.
Okay? Some of you may have heard this song before. It's
an old Scottish, yeah. Scottish. Traditional Scottish song. 3 crawl, sat upon the wall, sat upon the wall, sat upon the wall. 3 crawl, sat upon the wall on a cold frosty morning. The first craw, he couldn't find his ma. He couldn't find his ma. He couldn't find his ma. The first craw, he couldn't find his ma on a cold and frosty morning. Chorus. 3 craws sat upon the wall, sat upon the wall, sat upon the wall. 3 craws sat upon the wall on a cold and frosty morning. The second craw, he couldn't find his paw, he couldn't find his paw, he couldn't find his paw. The second craw, he couldn't find his paw on a cold and frosty morning. 3 craws sat upon the wall, sat upon the wall, sat upon the wall. 3 craws sat upon the wall on a cold and frosty morning. The third craw couldn't find the other twa, couldn't find the other twa, couldn't find the other twa. The third craw couldn't find the other twa on a cold and frosty. Your turn now. 3 craws sat upon the wall, sat upon the wall, sat upon the wall. 3 craws sat upon the wall on a cold and frosty morning. The fourth craw, he wasn't there at all, he wasn't there at all, he wasn't there at all. The fourth craw, he wasn't there at all on a cold and frosty morning. 3 craws sat upon the wall, sat upon the wall, sat upon the wall. 3 craws sat upon the wall on a cold and frosty morning. And that's all we know about the craw. We know about the craw. We know about the craw. That's all we know about the craw.